Hey everyone, and welcome. All right, today we are jumping headfirst into one of India's hottest sectors, defense. We're going to put three major players, that's Zen Technologies, Paris Defense, and IdeaForge, in a head-to-head showdown to see who really comes out on top. So here's the big question, right? The defense sector is booming. Everyone's talking about it. But from an investor's point of view, who's really leading the charge? We've got these three names constantly in the spotlight. But if you look past the hype, who is actually delivering the goods? Well, we're about to find out. Okay, first things first, let's meet the contenders. Because it's not enough to just know their names. You gotta understand what each one actually does and where their battlefield is. And what's really fascinating when you look at this is just how specialized each of these companies is. You've got Zen Technologies all in on training simulators and these really advanced counter-drone systems. Then there's Paris Defense, playing in a super technical niche, defense optics and electronics. And of course, IdeaForge, the name you probably know, the big player in UAVs or drones. So three very different specialties, but all of them absolutely critical for modern warfare. So let's kick things off with Zen. Look, they've been the leader in training simulators for a long time, that's a given. But it's their move into counter-drone technology that's really turning heads. I mean, the recent orders flowing in from the Ministry of Defense, that tells you just how vital their tech is considered right now. All right, next up is Paris Defense. These guys are the champions of a critical, kind of behind-the-scenes world, optics. We're talking about the super precise lenses and sensors that go into missiles, thermal imaging, you name it. Now, they make a pretty big claim that they're India's only large-scale maker of infrared optics. If that's true, that gives them a seriously powerful position. And rounding out our trio, you've got IdeaForge. This is the classic IIT Bombay startup success story. They have a fantastic brand, and they're pretty much seen by everyone as the top dog in Indian-made drones for surveillance. That strong brand recognition is a huge asset in this market. So yeah, three very strong contenders, each a leader in their own space. You know, amazing tech is one thing, but it's only half the story. A company's success, more often than not, really comes down to the team calling the shots. So who's got the strongest leadership to actually execute on their vision? Yeah, this table, it really tells a story. First, you've got Zen Technologies, still led by its founder, who has a huge stake in the company. That usually means one thing, accountability. Then there's Paris Defense, which is more of a family-led business with a formal board, which suggests stability. And then you have IdeaForge. They have a really impressive board, some big names on there, and this is a really big but, the financial results just haven't been there. So, when it comes down to it, in this round, Zen Technologies absolutely takes the gold. It's simple, really. When the founders have almost 50% of their own skin in the game, you better believe their interests are aligned with the shareholders. And that accountability, it translates directly into execution and, as we're about to see, some pretty fantastic results. All right, and that leads us to what is, let's be honest, the most important round of this whole showdown, the financials. It's time to put the stories aside and look at the cold, hard data. Look, a great story is awesome, but at the end of the day, investors need to see a return. So which of these companies is actually turning all that cool tech and strong leadership into actual, tangible profits? The numbers, well, they don't lie. Okay, let's dive into the numbers. We're looking at things like the PE ratio, which tells you how expensive a stock is. But honestly, the metric I really want you to focus on here is ROCE, return on capital employed. Basically, it answers the question, how good is this company at turning money into more money? And as you can see, one of these is not like the others. And wow, does this chart just lay it all out for you? I mean, this says everything. Zen Technologies is delivering a massive 37.2% return on its capital. Paris Defense is doing a respectable 15.6%, and IdeaForge, well, it's actually in the negative. They're losing money on the capital they're using. The gap here isn't just big, it's a chasm. And just when you think it can't get any more one-sided, look at this number. We're talking about a 345% jump in sales in just 2 years. This isn't just growth, this is explosive, off-the-charts expansion. Zen isn't just profitable, it's scaling at a truly incredible rate. So really, it all boils down to this, a really stark contrast. On the one hand, you have Zen just cranking out strong, consistent profits. And on the other, you have IdeaForge, which, despite that great brand, is consistently losing money. From an investor's perspective, the picture couldn't be any clearer. So, after breaking down their products, their leadership, and of course the hard numbers, it's time to call it. It's time to announce the winner of our defense sector showdown. And the winner, look, it's not even close. It's Zen Technologies, by a country mile. The evidence is just overwhelming. You've got the highest sales growth, best-in-class profitability with that insane 37.2% ROCE, incredibly strong margins of around 40%, and just the strongest earnings overall. It ticks every single box. Now, coming in at a solid second place is Paris Defense. And hey, let's be super clear. This is a good company. It's stable, it's profitable, but its growth just isn't in the same league as Zen's. And this is the big one. Its stock is the most expensive of the three. We're talking a PE ratio of nearly 77. And that high price tag, well, it definitely adds a layer of risk for anyone thinking about jumping in now. And that, of course, leaves IdeaForge with our recommendation to simply avoid for now. And look, we love the story, we love the brand, we love the technology, but the investment case just isn't there at the moment. You have negative returns, you have ongoing losses, and you even have sales that are declining. It's a story stock, but the numbers just don't back it up. Okay, so to wrap it all up, here are the final standings. In first place, winning the gold medal as the best investment choice, we have Zen Technologies. In second place, a solid runner-up but a bit overvalued, is Paris Defense. And in third, a company to keep an eye on from the sidelines for now, is IdeaForge. So what's the final takeaway? After all this analysis, what does it actually mean for you as a potential investor? Well, the final recommendation from this analysis is pretty straightforward. Zen Technologies is the clear standout. The strategy here would be to consider buying or accumulating shares, especially on any market dips, because let's face it, the whole sector is trading at pretty high valuations right now. And that really leaves us with one last and maybe the most important question to think about. We've found our winner, Zen Technologies, but in a sector where everything feels a little pricey, maybe the real challenge isn't just picking what to buy, but figuring out when is the right time to pull the trigger. Something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.